You are going to vanish. I don't mean you'll pass away and live on in the hearts of those you left behind. I don't mean you'll become part of the great cosmic energy. I mean you are going to be absolutely, utterly deleted. There is a clock ticking down that ends with your name being spoken for the very last time. Maybe your children will keep your memory alive for a few decades. Maybe a grandchild will hold on to a faded photograph of you, pointing at a stranger's face they don't recognize. But give it 3 generations, maybe 4 if you're lucky, and the slate is wiped clean. Your anxieties, your triumphs, your favorite color, the way you took your coffee, the sleepless nights you spent worrying about your career, it all dissolves, it evaporates into the vacuum of history, indistinguishable from the billions who came before you and the billions who will come after. And here is the jagged pill that chokes everyone who tries to swallow it. The universe remains completely indifferent. It did not applaud when you took your first breath, and it will not mourn when you take your last. The stars are burning nuclear furnaces. They do not care about your promotion. The galaxies are drifting apart in the cold void. They do not care about your heartbreak. Yet from the moment you were old enough to understand language, you have been force-fed a steady diet of lies. You have been told that you are special, that you have a destiny, that the universe has a specific, curated plan just for you. Why? Because the reality is too cold to sell. The truth doesn't move merchandise. The truth is that you are a biological accident on a wet rock spinning around an average star in a forgotten corner of nowhere. You do not matter. You never have. And realizing this is the only key that unlocks the cage. Let's dismantle the illusion you're living in right now. Look at your life. The career path you're stressing over, it's a game of make-believe. The social status you are desperate to maintain, it's a costume party where everyone is too insecure to take off their masks. The carefully curated persona you broadcast on the internet, it is a digital ghost, a performance for an audience of strangers who are too busy performing their own plays to watch yours. You believe you're climbing a mountain. You think that if you just grind hard enough, if you just sacrifice enough sleep and sanity, you will reach the summit. You think there is a moment waiting for you, a golden hour where the music swells, the credits roll, and you finally feel complete. But I'm here to tell you that there is no summit. There is no prize. There is no finish line where the anxiety stops and the happiness becomes permanent. Making it is a concept invented to keep you on the treadmill of production. It is a carrot on a stick designed to keep you consuming, buying, and working until your body gives out. And you bought it. We all did. We bought it because the alternative is terrifying. The alternative is looking into the mirror and admitting that there is no ladder, no script, and no director. Stop and interrogate every single motivation driving you right now. Why do you want that specific car? Why do you need that specific partner? Why are you obsessed with being seen as a good person? If your answer is, because that's what successful people do, or because I'm supposed to, then you are not alive. You are sleepwalking. You are acting out a script written by dead people, ancestors who thought thunder was God's anger and disease was a curse. You are organizing your brief, precious flash of consciousness around the archaic rules of a society that doesn't actually care if you are happy, only that you are compliant. The French philosopher Albert Camus stared into this abyss and gave it a name, the absurd. The absurd is not a quirky observation, it is a fundamental conflict. It is the clash between the human hunger for meaning and the universe's absolute silence. You are a creature designed to ask why. You are wired to seek patterns, justice, and logic, but you have been dropped into a universe that operates on chaos, entropy, and blind mechanics. You scream into the void, asking for a reason, and the void offers you nothing but echo. That is the cosmic joke, and you are the punchline. Most people cannot survive this realization. It breaks them. So they run. They sprint toward anything that offers a blindfold. They run into the arms of dogmatic religion, constructing elaborate fantasies about a divine architect who is personally invested in their football games and bank accounts, ignoring the fact that the same architect allows horrific suffering to fall upon the innocent. They run toward nationalism, pretending that being born on one side of an imaginary line makes them superior to someone born on the other side. They run toward the self-help industry, swallowing the toxic positivity that claims you can manifest reality, as if the laws of physics bow to your mood board. They will do anything to avoid the silence. They will do anything to avoid admitting that they are alone in a dark room, making up ghost stories to keep the fear at bay. We are thrown into this world without an invitation. As thinkers like Emile Cioran suggested, existence is an imposition. You didn't sign a contract. You didn't ask to be burdened with the terrifying weight of self-awareness. A wolf does not lie awake at night wondering if its life has a narrative arc. A tree does not suffer from imposter syndrome, but you do. You are cursed with just enough intelligence to see the trap, but not enough power to escape it. Now this is the point where the weak check out. This is where the nihilism turns toxic. People hear nothing matters and they translate it to, I should give up. They stay in bed. They rot. They say, if the universe is empty, why bother brushing my teeth? Why bother being kind? Why bother trying? But that is not wisdom. That is cowardice. That is laziness masquerading as insight. Because if you actually understand that nothing matters, you don't give up. You wake up. The fact that life is meaningless is not a death sentence. It is a pardon. It is the ultimate liberation. If the universe doesn't care, then there is no cosmic scorecard. There is no judgment day waiting to rate your performance. You are free. You are terrifyingly, completely free. You are free from the expectations of your parents. You are free from the pressure to be historical. You are free from the need to be important. If you can't find meaning, stop looking for it. It isn't hiding under a rock. Meaning is not an element on the periodic table. It is not something you discover. It is something you build. This is the great pivot. You accept that the universe is a blank canvas. It imposes no purpose on you. That means you get to pick up the brush. You get to decide what matters. And yes, your meaning will be subjective. It will be fragile. It will die when you die, but it will be yours. Would you rather live a life chasing a destiny that doesn't exist, or live a life pursuing what you genuinely love, simply because you chose it? Think about your average Tuesday. How much of it belongs to you? You wake up to an alarm you resent. You trade the best hours of your energy to a corporation that would replace you within a week if you dropped dead. You come home too drained to create, so you sedate yourself with screams, watching other people pretend to be happy. You do this for 40 years, hoping to buy freedom at the very end when your body is failing. That is not living. That is a slow-motion suicide. True freedom is heavy. This is what Jean-Paul Sartre meant when he said we are condemned to be free. It's heavy because it removes your excuses. You can no longer blame your childhood. You can't blame the economy. You can't blame fate. If you are in a soul-crushing job, you are choosing to stay there because you fear the uncertainty of leaving more than you hate the misery of staying. If you are in a toxic relationship, you are choosing it because you are terrified of solitude. Sartre called this bad faith, lying to yourself that you have no choice. You always have a choice. The choice might be difficult, the consequences might be painful, but you are the pilot. You are steering the ship, and if you steer it into the rocks, you have to own the wreck. So let's talk about the things you are chasing: the promotion, the applause, the body fat percentage. You think, once I get there, the hole in my chest will fill up. You are wrong. You have achieved things before. Remember, you wanted to graduate? You did. You wanted that first job? You got it. You wanted that specific gadget? You bought it. Did the emptiness go away forever, or did it retreat for a week and then return, hungrier than before? You are trying to solve a philosophical problem with material solutions. It is like trying to quench thirst by eating sand. The emptiness is not a lack of stuff. The emptiness is the human condition. Deep down, you know this. You know the corner office won't save you. You know the number of followers on your profile won't validate your existence. But you chase them anyway because the chase distracts you. As long as you are running, you don't have to look at the ground beneath your feet and realize there is no road. So how do we live with this? How do we function? We look to the myth of Sisyphus, the man condemned by the gods to push a massive boulder up a hill, only to watch it roll back down for all eternity. It is the definition of futile labor. It is the definition of our lives. We wake up, we push the boulder, work, eat, clean, survive. We sleep, and the boulder rolls back down. But Camus tells us we must imagine Sisyphus happy. Why? Not because he likes the rock, but because he owns the rock. He accepts the absurdity of his task and pushes anyway. He rebels against the pointlessness by finding his own internal reason to push. His defiance is his meaning. The gods wanted to break him with futility, but by accepting the futility and continuing to work, he defeats them. This is your life. You are pushing a boulder that will eventually roll back down when you die. The house you clean will get dirty. The body you train will decay. The money you save will be spent by someone else. The rebellion is in doing it anyway. The rebellion is in loving people who you know will die. Think about the audacity of that. You know your heart will be broken by time, yet you open it anyway. You know the dinner party will end, yet you cook the meal anyway. You know the art you create will eventually crumble, yet you paint anyway. That is not depressing, that is heroic. That is the only dignity we have. To stand in the face of an indifferent, silent universe that promises us nothing but oblivion and say, I will create, I will love, I will build, not because it lasts, not because it matters to the cosmos, but because it matters to me. There are those who ask, if it's all meaningless, why not just exit? Why not end it? This is the only serious question, and the answer is defiance. Suicide is a surrender. It is admitting that the absurd was too much for you. It is letting the silence win. To live, to truly live in spite of the lack of meaning, is the ultimate act of rebellion. It is a raised fist to the void. It is saying, you gave me a meaningless existence, and I dare to find joy in it anyway. But let's be brutal about the timeline. You're running out of currency. If you live a long life, you get about 4,000 weeks. How many have you already spent? How many did you waste worrying about the opinions of people you don't even like? How many did you burn doing work that makes you miserable? Look at the number. It is finite. You are trading your life, hour by hour, for things that will turn to dust. You can keep doing that. You can keep pretending. You can keep waiting for permission to live the life you actually want. You can keep waiting for a sign. But no sign is coming. The sky will not open up. The universe will not give you a thumbs up. You are alone. You are a consciousness trapped in a dying animal on a rock spinning through the dark. And when the lights go out, they go out forever. No sequel, no save point, no grandeur, just the end. And knowing that, knowing the absolute crushing finality of it, you still have to get up tomorrow. You still have to make coffee. You still have to participate in the illusion. So here is the choice. You can push the boulder with resentment, wishing you were somewhere else, wishing the universe was different, dragging your feet toward the grave. Or you can push the boulder with a smirk. You can embrace the absurdity. You can claim your freedom. Stop waiting for meaning to arrive. It's not coming. Create it. Steal joy from the jaws of oblivion. Decide what matters to you and defend it with your life. Because in the end, the universe won't remember you. But right now, you are here. You are breathing. And the boulder is waiting. Push!